I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. I've been wanting to do this blog for a little while. I'm going to call it the anatomy of price increases. And I'm going to talk about how the unprecedented surge in prices I've seen, especially in one-bedroom units in downtown Vancouver, even places like New Westminster and Richmond. Now, I wanted to do this blog for a bit. I've been busy. I actually addressed this situation on a radio interview show I did on the Real Estate Therapist show last month, and I'll try and post a blog to it here where I talk about it in more detail with the host. But the Real Estate Weekly and the Globe and Mail and a couple of other publications picked up my radio interview here, because it's really quite amazing here, the surge in prices just in a 3 or 4 month window. It's unprecedented. You know, my dad and I, between the two of us, you know, have got 70, 80 years in this business. My dad's been in the business for over 50 years. And neither one of us combined have seen really anything like this surge in prices when it comes to condos. So I'm going to call this, as I say, the anatomy of a price increase, and how when a condo gets listed and sells for over asking, oftentimes the neighbor will say, well, gee, that was a big price. I think I'll put mine on the market as well. But of course, I'm going to set the price very close now to where this last one just sold. And it continues on the way up there. So I'm going to give you an example here with a condominium building in New Westminster, downtown New Westminster. I know the building because I sold a unit in this building about 14 months ago, summer of 2016, a 2-bedroom unit, which I'll talk about here in a minute. So I'm going to take a 3-month window here from June 2017 through until the end of September 2017, and they were all 1-bedroom units, and I'm going to show you how these were priced over 3 months and the incredible price surges that occurred here in a 3-month window in New Westminster. In June 2017, these are 1-bedroom. This is a 40-year-old wood frame building. The building is in good condition though, good location. Strata is well maintained, but it's an older building, and these units are roughly around 600 square feet, 1-bedroom, 1-bath with parking. June 2017, they listed a unit on the 2nd floor for $218,000. June of 2017. Got multiple offers. They did holdbacks on it, looked at offers the following week. I believe they got about 8 or 9 offers on the property. It ended up selling for $261,000. So it sold for almost $50,000 over ask. Mind you, that 218 was priced a tad low. That was just under what market should have been. So they meant to create a bidding war there. In August, early August, first week in August, the exact same unit, another unit, exactly the same square footage, was listed, but this time at $255,000. Again, they did holdbacks, looked at offers the following week. This one sold for $300,000. So $45,000 over asking. The kicker, another one, in September, 3.5 weeks later, another 1-bedroom was listed, and I should also tell you that there's only 52 units in this complex. It's not like it's a 300-unit strata. In September, early September, another 1-bedroom was listed, this time at $259,000, so a little low, $40,000 less than what that last one had just sold at for $300,000. Now, I will say the one that sold for $300,000 had a few upgrades done to it, some flooring, some new appliances, but basically very similar unit. Listed for $259,000, ends up selling for $315,000. So from June 2017 until September, the range in prices went from original list of $218,000. The final selling price on that 3rd unit was $315,000. So we're talking almost $100,000 surge in prices on a 1-bedroom unit. That's priced at the beginning, as I say, at $200,000. So that is a 40% surge in a 3-month period. That is unprecedented. I have never seen a price surge like that of 40% over the course of 3 months. I mean, I'd give my eye teeth generally to get a price increase like that over the course of 4 or 5 years, let alone 3 months. You know, go back to the one, I had a sale in there on a 2-bedroom unit that I brought the buyer in. I was representing the buyer. My sale was in July 2016. I, again, was representing the buyer. The unit was listed at $299,000. They ended up with 8 offers on the property. My buyers came in subject free, and we ended up being the winning offer at $320,000. That was for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 900 and some odd, almost 1,000 square feet. In July of 2017, just this past summer, so 1 year later, a unit that I don't think was even as nice, this is on a lower floor and didn't have the upgrades at the one we bought last year at $320,000, was listed for $379,000 in July and sold a week later for $450,000. So that is a $130,000 price increase in 12 months. And again, this unit that sold in July wasn't as nice as the unit that we bought back in July of 2016. So that is just unprecedented price increases. And I can tell you it's still going on right now in New Westminster. I'm still seeing these crazy listing over listing price numbers coming in. Because you see what happens, again, that you list a home, it sells for $50,000 over asking, the neighbors see it, that price is beyond our wildest dreams. Who knew they'd ever get that type of price? We're going to list now too. And of course, the new list price is set very close to where this other one, previous one, just sold at. And it sets the bar continuously and continuously higher. Now, what's going on in a lot of these cases, and I know from my listings, and I've talked a bit about it on my YouTube channel here, you know, we definitely have a bit of fear of missing out here. What I see from my listings, of course, is I have several complexes that I'm continuously have listings in. And what I see from the front lines is I'll list a 2-bedroom unit, let's say at $400,000. These are older wood frames in Richmond. I will get 4, 5, 6 offers. And half of those offers will be subject free, the other half will have subjects. You know, the subject free offers are definitely pulling a lot more weight. I would say on a $400,000 unit, a subject free offer is worth about $15,000 to a seller. So these days, when you're looking at 1-bedroom units and you're in competition, you almost have to come in subject free. Otherwise, you're going to have to just blow the seller away with some crazy high price. And who wants to do that? You'd be better off leaving a buffer and coming in subject free just in case it doesn't appraise. But what I will see on some of my listings, we'll get 6 or 7 offers, the unit will sell. 2 or 3 weeks later, I will get another listing in that same complex. I will list it, of course, a little higher than the one I just sold, or right around where the one I just sold, and set a new base or a new floor for it. Again, I will get 6 or 7 offers, and I will often see, of course, the same buyers that were on the one I listed the month prior. They're still in the market. They're still looking. They've been outbid 2 or 3 or 4 times. And you can imagine, because I've been on the other side where I've been representing buyers who have been outbid many, many times. And it's frustrating. You just have to keep moving on. But what will happen, of course, is after they've been outbid once or twice and maybe thrown in offers with subjects, the first thing to go is the subject clauses. And for good reason. I've done blogs on it in the past. I mean, it definitely strengthens your offer. It's not a fun place to be having to write subject free, but you almost have to be in this market. But I will see the same names on the offers on the next unit I list, but a few differences. Of course, their price now is higher than basically the same unit they were bidding on last month with me, and they've removed their subjects. And this is the way this market is going. You can bet this is the way this market went in this New Westminster example. You've got the same gaggle of buyers that want in on that building. They like the location. And it's a revolving door. They keep coming back on the next one. But this time their offer is another $10,000 or $15,000 more. And, you know, it's not a fun place. It's not a fun time to be a buyer when you're in bidding wars. But that is the anatomy of how we're getting these crazy price increases. You know, you have to be writing subject free, and the buyers, after they've been outbid a few times, continue to get more and more aggressive with the next bids. It's human nature. Finally, they get to the 3rd or 4th one, and they've been outbid 3 times, and I'm not going to lose out on this one. I'm all in. I'm putting all my chips on the table, subject free. Damned, I don't care. I'm going to get the unit. And there's a lot of that going on. And I see it firsthand from some of my listings. You got to be careful. You know, I'll be honest. I mean, even a guy that has to buy a unit, go all in, he's been outbid many times, and he's going to go 60 or 70,000 over asking. I still stick to my guns. As long as he's got that long-term holding period, he will do fine. 8 to 10 years minimum. So even if you got to pay the 50K or 60K over asking on a one bedroom, as long as you're going to keep it for 10 years, you should do fine. If you're going to buy it and you think you might have to move in a year or two, all bets are off there. Could be trouble. But that's the anatomy of price increases and how we've seen these crazy price surges here. I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. The one bedroom market in downtown Vancouver, priced under $600,000, is fierce right now. Bidding wars, holdbacks, selling way over asking. The only hope you have of getting that unit is going to probably be subject free, unless you're going to offer 80 grand over asking, which is crazy. In the Richmond area, New Westminster, one bedrooms priced under maybe $350,000, $375,000. That again too is a beast of a market. That's where all the buyers are congregating, in that first-time buyers category, in that price range, and it's tough out there. And the price increases over the last 12 or 18 months are unprecedented. I mean, I've seen buildings in Richmond that 2 years ago you could have bought at $210,000. Are now selling into the 350s, 360s. Is it sustainable? No, but it's where the market is right now. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. See you next week.